Very well. What is the issue?
I just wanted to clarify if by any chance you would have accompanied yourself with any members of the board for the municipality by any chance.
Chair, we don't have any member of the board here.
All right, it's okay.
Maybe if we were allowed, if we were supposed to come with them, we would have. But we didn't know that they are supposed to come.
It's fine. Maybe next time. Sometimes the seats are full and some people are normally left outside.
No, we didn't come with any of them.
All right.
And we're actually in the process of recruiting fresh ones. Yeah, their term is coming to an end. Yeah.
Okay.
But do we have the manager here of
Yeah.
the
Yes.
municipality?
The lady.
Yeah, is here.
Okay.
She's here. Catherine.
So maybe once you recruit the board, you should be coming with at least the chair of the board.
Okay.
Because of the law, the Urban Areas and Cities Act,
Okay.
which provided that they have the board is actually the accounting organ of the municipality.
We are so
They are
guided.
accountable to the municipality on matters of finance like this.
Thank you, Chair. We are so guided.
Very well. So, honorable members, I think we can now proceed. But before we start, Governor, on behalf of your county, you will guide us on the agenda number 3, which is administration of oath of witness and tabling of documents, and the clerk will guide.
I, Cecily Mbarire, do solemnly swear that the evidence that I shall give before this committee in respect of the matters before the committee shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God. Mr. Chairman, I hereby table the following documents before the committee: management responses and accompanying annexures on the following municipality and hospital. 1, the municipality of Embu for financial years 2022-2023, and the Embu Level 5 Hospital for financial years 2022-2023.
Very well, Governor. So, honorable members, we have 2 entities we are looking at today. We have the Embu municipality, and we have Embu Level 5 Hospital. Governor, this is the very, very first time we are interacting with the audit report for the Embu municipality and also the hospital. And we've been doing this for other counties as well. So I know there are issues which we are going to pick up in this process, and then we give directions appropriately. So we will start with Embu municipality. And then once we are done, we go to Embu Level 5 Hospital. Okay. The auditors, can you confirm or deny whether the documents that have been tabled before us have been processed by your office within the stipulated time frame, and that they are in the right format for consideration by this committee?
Thank you, Chair. I wish to confirm that we received the documents from the 2 entities on 9th of October. We've examined them. We have verified. We had a sitting with the management, and we are ready to proceed.
Very well. The clerk?
Chair, I confirm the office of the clerk received the documents from the county within the set timelines. Although we have received one financial year for the municipality, in the letter we requested 3 financial years. Maybe the county will explain. For the hospitals, the committee requested for 2 financial years, but the response is only for 1 financial year. Maybe the county will explain. Chair, on the responses we received within the set timelines, there was an annex 4 on internal audit report. The response, the document submitted today seems that has been omitted. I don't know if there's a mistake.
What are you referring to?
On the municipality,
Yeah.
the last query on lack of internal audit,
Yes.
I have 2 responses. The responses earlier submitted had annexure 4.
What do you mean earlier submitted?
The one submitted within the 7 days
Mm.
had annex 4. But the current document, you can go to page 5 of the green municipality, yes, the green. You can go to page 5. In the document I have annex 4, internal audit report. That's the original response to the office of the clerk. But in the one submitted today in the morning has no annexure 4. So that's what we have.
So clerk, which documents have you received? Are you telling the committee you've received documents this morning?
Chair, remember, the county submits a copy to the office of the clerk, and they come with around more than 10 copies of the same on the material day. But whatever they submitted today morning has no annex 4.
Okay. Let's handle it when we get to that query. Let's handle it when we get to that query. On the issue of the financial years which are missing, maybe we can start with the auditor, because I'm sure when you invited the county to appear, you must have known the status of the audit report. So, Mark, or the auditor from the hub, do you have which reports do you have? For, let's start with the Embu municipality and then Embu hospital.
Thank you, Chair. I wish to confirm that we have the report of Auditor General on Embu municipality for the financial year ending 2022-2023. The other years they didn't prepare their financial statements. However, the paragraph is included under lawfulness and effectiveness in use of public resources in our report. It's a paragraph there.
For Embu level 5?
The same, Chair. The paragraph is included in our report. Failure to prepare financial statements for the other years.
Okay. So again, let's handle it at that point. But when the Auditor General appeared before us, that matter came up. And I think most hospitals had not been doing their financial statement for hospitals. But I think later last year, she wrote a communication to all counties on the same. That is why I think most counties are now having audited reports for 2022, 2023. So maybe I'll allow the governor to chip in on the same.
Chair, allow me to ask the manager. Is that in relation to the municipal? Even the hospital?
Even the hospital.
Okay, I'll ask the 2 accountants of the 2 different entities to respond to that, Chair.
Very well.
Chair, we are in agreement with what the auditor found. However, we had done together with the executive. So we were at pains to split them because the executive funds accounts have been already audited, submitted to the audit. So going back and doing for municipality from the executive meant that we were supposed to split and reopen the audit for executive.
That, Chair, is in relation to the municipal.
Very well.
Yes.
The
Thank you, Chair.
hospital.
Through Your Excellency, Chair, the challenge with the level 5 was our budgeting process, where the budget for health department was consolidated for level 2, 3, and 4, and 5. So it was not easy to split the budget to specifically report for level 5. Thank you.
Very well. At least that is clear now. But as I said, we will handle that query when we get there and maybe give further directions on the same. Let me allow the two senators who have come in to introduce themselves. Senator Eddy, and then indomitable Senator for Embu, Modegi.
Good morning, Chair and the committee. Good morning, Governor, together with your team. My name is Eddy Gisheru Okech, Senator from Migori County, and I'm a member of this committee.
Governor wa Embu County, chairperson na committee members, secretariat na pia watu wa kutoka treasury. Amujambo, naitwa Alexander Munyi Mondigi, senator wa Embu County na ni daktari, vice chairperson agriculture, livestock and brew economy na rafiki wa hii kamati. Asante.
Umesahau kusema deputy party leader DP. Okay, so we will start with the Embu municipality. So honorable members, the report for Embu municipality is this one, the response document. So auditor, I want you to take us through the audit report. Give us a brief about the report and proceed to indicate the status of each query, one by one. Just indicate whether the query has been addressed or not addressed or partially addressed.
Thank you, Chair. I wish to prosecute the report of Auditor General for Embu Municipality for the year ended 2023. Chair, a qualified opinion was issued by the Auditor General this particular financial year. We had 7 issues that we observed. Out of the 7, 5 have been addressed, 1 not addressed, 1 partially addressed, as detailed below. The first one, inaccuracies in the financial statement. The issue has been addressed, Chair.
If it's addressed, can you state briefly how it has been addressed?
Chair, in this paragraph, we had stated that the municipality had not provided evidences. The cash flows that reflects 414,632 in respect to cash and cash equivalent. However, the municipality's opening comparable balance of cash and cash equivalent had not been supported. Chair, the bank statement, bank reconciliation, and certificate from the bank were provided, and we are able to confirm the accuracy and completeness of this balance. Thank you, Chair.
Okay, proceed to the next one.
The next one, we also have variances. The issue has been addressed, and this is how it has been addressed.
Variances is
The variances are as follows. The statement of financial position reflects 91,525,680 in respect to net assets and liabilities as 30th June 2023. However, recasted of the changes in net assets reflected 190,380,482, which comprise.
Which document and which page are we on?
We are
Where are you?
the nene,
Municipality.
this municipality, this document.
On which page?
Page 1. Go to page 1.
There's page 2, there's page 1.
Page 2.
We are on page 2.
Yeah.
Paragraph number 1 has 3 subparagraphs. So we have dealt with subparagraph 1. We are on subparagraph 2.
Okay.
Proceed.
Does that with the statement of financial position?
Yes, Chair.
Okay.
Pardon? So, Chair, we noticed that the management had erroneously double counted for revenue in the statement of changes in net assets. So the only remedy here is adjustments to be done in the subsequent year to correct this position. So this one has no response as at now until the adjustment has been done in this particular year for 2023-2024. It was an error in the statement of
have you
changes.
started the audit process for 2023-2024?
Yes, Chair, it's ongoing.
So you are looking at that issue as well.
Yes, Chair.
So you are going to report it in the next.
Yes, Chair.
Okay, proceed to the next query.
Subparagraph 3, the same thing, Chair. When we go to we have the management's information on this page 12 Roman that they normally include in the financial statements. So we also report on that information, and we realize that on that particular information, this amount was in respect to donors' funds. And when you are reporting the donors' funds, you are supposed to report amount that has been spent by the county for several years. And then we put a column for amount for that particular year, and we put the accumulated funds, total accumulated spent. However, the county.
Which query are you on?
Subparagraph 3 on the same paragraph 1.
Okay.
That is page 11. Revealed that that's Roman page 11 of the financial statements. I don't know whether you have the financial statements, but it's on our report page 2. This information is found in the financial statements, Roman 11. The clerk ought to have done a photocopy of all the financial statements so that we are together.
Yeah, I had requested yesterday that we can't look at these things without comparing the financial statements. Because if any note is referred to in the financial statement, that note should be accurate and tally to what has been raised.
Page 11 of
financial statements.
Is it page 11 of your finance statements or?
Yes, page 11 of the financial statements of the county. That is where the presentation was not well done according to the template.
So can you, maybe the accountant, you can guide us to the relevant documents on your response. It's not there.
The variance is too huge.
Okay, so what we do, we will mark that as a query to look at. That is it the query on statement of changes in net assets?
Extra.
Yes, extract of the statement of changes in net assets.
Yeah, but it is under inaccuracies in the financial statement.
Yes, Chair.
So it's a variance we are querying, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So we mark that as our query number 1.
Okay.
I proceed to the next query.
Under lawfulness and effectiveness in use of public resources, we had failure to prepare previous year's financial statements, Chair.
Is resolved or not resolved?
The second one is non-compliance with the 30% reservation on procurement.
Order.
Sorry.
Read the query Tell us whether it's resolved or not resolved.
It's not resolved.
Yes, just say that.
No, don't use the word resolve.
It's not
Resolve,
addressed,
it is
sorry.
Addressed.
It is a
Not
committee to
addressed.
resolve.
Yes.
So
Sorry,
this one is not addressed.
not addressed.
Okay, this is the one we were referring to
Yes.
in our preliminaries,
Yes, Chair.
where it was indicated that the accountants acknowledged that they used to prepare the financial statement as the executive. Was that the case?
Yes.
But now they have separated. Yeah, so I think that is an issue that your boss, the Auditor General, alluded to. But since you communicated to counties, they have now started doing the correct thing, which is now what we are looking to. But moving forward, just for cautionary purposes, submission of financial statement is mandatory. And non-submission of financial statement is an offense under the Public Audit Act. So I think for this one, we will give a cautionary recommendation to the accounting officers to always ensure that financial statements are submitted for audit. So proceed to the next one.
Thank you, Chair. The next one is non-compliance with the 30% reservation on procurement, Chair. This issue has been explained because they only issued one contract, which was in respect to a bus park in Meru. In Embu, sorry. Sorry, in Embu.
So what do you mean one project?
It was only one project costing 38 million that was issued out, one contract. So the rest of the amount was not spent, which is now being spent this financial year.
Yeah, but
And
Chair,
38 or
yeah,
98?
could also shed some light about that. Now, when it comes
Yeah.
to the Kenya Urban Support Program by the World Bank, they do not allow you to split the money into smaller projects. You have to pick one big project and do it. So if you have 38 million that you're supposed to spend, you cannot split it into 2, 3, or 4 projects. It has to be one project worth that kind of an amount. So that limits our leeway to get that 30% overall. You have to give us one big contract. That's part of the rules, or rather the conditions by the bank.
Let me get it clear, Auditor, the figure that is here is not 38, but 98 on the booklet.
Thank you, Chair. 98 was the budget, the amount that was transferred to that account. However, out of the 98, only 38 million was spent. So the
What
balance
about
is
the balance?
still in the bank.
I think let us query this question because we'll be concerned because this money, this 30% is actually for women, youth, and people with disability. And look at
Yes.
that we represent very well. And so we'd want to know also where the 60 million, the plan for the 60 million.
Yeah, the governor has made an explanation.
The
that,
38.
For the 38.
For the 38.
Yes, and
Yeah.
even the balance,
Yes.
we still cannot split that. We must now go to open tender on one big contract. And that is what we are planning to do right now.
On one big
We have
project, what,
identified
60?
about we have 2 projects ahead before us. We've just been doing assessments, designs, and all. So we are about to make a decision of which one we are going to settle on. But it can only go to one project. It can't be split. That's how the World Bank is in relation to this. I think they avoid doing too many small little things. They would rather one thing with some impact or something. But that it's something we have tried to fight about, but they will not allow us.
All in all, in your capacity to be able to award this, you confirm to this committee at the end of the day that contract will go to either a woman, a youth, or a PWD, right?
Which one?
The remaining amount. Because our
It's an
concern,
open tender,
it's
so I
open-
cannot be able to.
Honorable members,
to
you know,
commit.
you must communicate through the chair.
Sorry,
Don't-
Chair.
Don't engage the witness directly.
Sorry, Chair.
Yeah.
Chair, let me say this. I hear what the senator is saying,
Yes.
but it's an open tender. You see, the beauty of when you set aside 30% and say this must go to either women, youth, or PWD, then you're sure, even if it's an open tender, it will go to either of them. But in this case, it's an open tender to everybody. And so you cannot strictly say it will go to a woman or a youth or a PWD.
Chair, hold on, Governor. The reason we are having this query as an audit query from Embu County, because the query reads that non-compliance with the 30%. We are not concerned with how you do your procurement process. We're just concerned with the audit query of the 30%. That is what the auditors have
Maybe
raised.
just hold on, Senator. Let me hear from Treasury. These World Bank projects, because we saw it yesterday, where the conditions of World Bank sometimes conflict with our laws. So how do you manage that? For example, in this case, World Bank does not allow the split of the contract. But now the law talks about the 30% for those categories.
They can be able to deal with the 30%. Otherwise, the money from the Kenya Urban Support Program as a menu, an implementation menu. That must be strictly followed.
when we are doing procurement plan, we must indicate
youth and people with disability, ukute kazi haitafanyika, itakuwa ni vita ya hapa na pale. Kwa hivyo mimi naunga mkono, bora tu procurement itakuwa free and fair kwa kila mmoja. Kama youth with disability watakuwa pale na itaonekana after process ya procurement itakuwa sawa, watapata. Lakini saa hii kama ni project moja 60 million si pesa kidogo, chairperson.
No, Mudigi is easily believable. But let me get the final comments from the auditors.
Thank you, Chair. From where we sit and from the review of the records, we accept their response based on the World Bank regulations as per the agreement. That now the aspect of the 30% on municipality when it comes to this project, this particular one, probably maybe they have escaped the trap.
I think that issue we are going to address with the treasury. It's the right person to address is the treasury, because you are the people who negotiate these facilities. So you must ensure that the conditionalities are aligned to our laws, so that we don't end up having queries like this. Legal, any advice on this? Where there is a conflict between World Bank conditions and our law.
Thank you, Chair. I think, as you have rightly stated, I think the Treasury ought to give us guidance on this so that we align our laws with the conditionalities of the World Bank. Thank you.
Okay, so let's proceed to the next query, Auditor.
Thank you, Chair. The next one is lack of disaster recovery plan. As much as the issue is addressed, they are using the main county's disaster and recovery plan policy. It is highly recommended that municipality as a fund should have its own so that it's more detailed. Thank you, Chair.
Yeah, that is true. Municipalities is an entity, a separate reporting entity for the purposes of auditing. So I think it needs to have its own governance policies. The disaster recovery policy, the ICT policy, and all those others. Disaster response plan. I think that should come in our interim recommendation. The clerk, capture that. The next query.
Chair, we have lack of internal audit. As a municipality, it didn't have a standalone internal auditors. However, the internal auditors for the county executives are the ones who are doing the audit for also the municipality. And we observed that as much as the reports were provided, the coverage was not really substantive. So it is a recommendation that the county needs to do something to strengthen the Department of the Internal Audit so that officers can be allocated to funds so that they can do more coverage when it comes to audit reports.
Are you referring to the audit committee of the county?
Yes, Chair.
It should be enhanced.
Yes, the internal department should be enhanced. The reports that they did for municipality, yes, they provided to us, but they were not very conclusive. They didn't have a wider coverage.
So my understanding is that the audit query was on lack of an internal audit department.
Yes.
Then you are saying they are using the one for the county.
Yes, Chair.
But then the one for the county is not adequately staffed.
Yes, Chair.
So then, do you have a problem with them using the one for the county?
Yes, Chair. Because
what is the problem with that?
the coverage for those auditors who are there, they are not able to cover so much when it comes to audit of all these funds and the county executive. And therefore, without a strong internal audit department, the internal controls for the county are at risk.
Yeah,
Okay,
Chair,
let's hear
maybe I
from
could
the
say
governor.
something about that. I think before this committee, if not this committee, I think it is PAC. It became apparently clear after I took over that there was no audit department in the county, in the executive. And so we have made sure that in the last 1 year, we did get an internal audit director, and we managed to get another 2 internal auditors. We're in the process of adding that number so that we can improve and build the capacity of that internal audit. So I don't think the issue for me should be that we set a department within the municipality for internal audits. Knowing how stretched we are in terms of our wage bill, it makes more sense to build the capacity of one internal audit department that then audits all the government departments and entities. That way, that is more affordable than having an internal auditor for each of these agencies, because they work, maybe they do that audit once per year. So what do they do for the rest of the year? So maybe you'll allow us, we continue to build up to the capacity of the current internal audit department so that we can be able to do better in the future. But I can tell you, we've come a long way. Before, there was absolutely no internal audit.
Yeah, Senator Mudigi.
Asante Chairperson, mimi siko hapo kwa sababu ya gavana ama watu wa Embu lakini kuna mambo tunafaa tuangalie katika audit kulingana mambo ya Embu. Ile shinda iko Embu ni ile hela tunapata kutoka national government to county government. Unakuta wage bill iko very high, na kama sasa hii mtasema county government alafu waende walete wafanyikazi, itakuwa ni shinda. Ile ningeomba kwa auditor general ni wale watu wako sahihi wanafanya kazi kazi yao iangaliwe kama wanafanya kazi mzuri, ndio tuweze kuendelea, kwa sababu wage bill iko shinda. Unakuta Embu hata kufanya project imekuwa ni shinda. Kwa hiyo Chairperson, hapo naona kuna shinda. Kwa hiyo mimi naunga mkono governor vile amesema, bora wale wataenda kufanya kazi wafanye kazi ile nafaa na kazi perfect.
Senator Mutinda.
I hear what the governor has said, and she's talked about there's a department, and then I just, in my mind, I got curious. You know, you could have a department, but maybe you just have 2 people, and maybe what the auditors are asking is, apart from capacitating them, but having an adequate number that will be sufficient to be able to deliver services. And let me help you, Governor, here. This audit issue is very critical, especially for you as a governor. We've had cases here, and a great example is the county of Kitui, whereby this committee has summoned the previous governor to appear before this committee. If you have a very strong audit team, it really helps you, even when you finish your term. It's not just for now, but for your future, because then these questions will never arise again. So it's okay, capacitate them, and then maybe just look at the numbers. You could be having maybe fewer. You can even add a few, 1 or 2. It's for your own good moving forward. There's no problem. The issues of the wage bill, that one we understand. That makes sense. But just look at it for your own sake as the governor in future, so that you're not summoned.
Thank you, Senator. And that's why we moved on and employed a director internal audit, and then we employed 4 more internal auditors to 3. So there are 4 at the moment.
Yes.
And it's because we realize the importance of having an internal audit.
Okay.
Because then they're able to, and they have done a good job, I must say, because they even did internal audits in the health sector, the level 2, the level 4s, level 5s, and that has helped us change a lot of things upon realizing the weaknesses that may be therein. So there's no doubt in my mind the importance of this department. And yes, we are going to ensure we build their capacity going forward by adding the number of officers. But so far, I must say we've come a very, very long way. And I cannot underrate or underestimate the importance of that department. I cannot do that.
Excellent, Governor. We believe and we see your performance. We don't have a doubt in that. Chair, I wanted to bring to your attention that having looked at these audit queries, the 7 of them, actually today we seem to have done it a bit differently because we've given the governor and his team, her team, sorry, an opportunity to be able to respond to most of these issues. And just to save time, I would be more curious on the issue that the clerk had just raised. If we would just now look at this audit query, this one for the internal audit as far as the appendix 4 is concerned. Annex 4, sorry.
I'm coming to that.
It's just concerned because most of the other issues we've actually,
I'm coming
she
to
has
that.
addressed them.
Coming to that.
Yeah.
So I think we need further engagement, Mark, with your office of Auditor General on the issue of internal audit committee, because the law, the PFM requires that every entity must have a separate audit committee. That means the hospital, each of the hospitals must have an audit and committee. Practically, I think that is a piece of legislation that we need to look at. Because again, it means you employ more people and then now you generate a query on wage bill. So they need to help our counties. I would rather we have one main audit committee that serves the executive and serves the entities in the county. Maybe I want to hear from you because that is an issue we need to engage with your office.
Yeah, yes, Chair, I agree that's an issue that we have seen. And of course, in relation to what the governor indicated about the wage bill, the issue is to do with the function. It's very important for effective internal control or an audit committee as a committee, which then looks at the internal audit report. So the actual functioning of the internal auditor is where there's a challenge, where you can't hire so many auditors. But I think in terms of governance, each of the boards in the hospital at even the municipality should have some board members assigned to that role of audit committee. Thank you, Chair.
Very well.
So,
Audit.
Chair, let me get a clarification.
Yes.
This the boards of these entities, of course, within the boards you form an internal audit committee, isn't it? Because the board members may not necessarily be the auditor, but then there's the auditors themselves.
Yeah, internal.
Who are, so what then we need to do, I think, going forward is to ensure within our boards we do have the audit committees.
Yeah.
And I'm told there is from municipal and level 5. Do we have an internal audit committee within the boards? Is that so? Okay. So then we make sure then our audit department for the county.
Find out from you because now we have been looking at a number of municipalities and there's some standard audit queries which always come up. The first one is the issue of assets, the property, plant, and equipment, and the asset register. Maybe you can tell us more about that because it didn't appear in your report. Does it mean that Embu municipality is up to date on the issue of asset register and the property ownership of assets.
Thank you, Chair. Embu, the issue of assets was raised in the main executive report, which also included the paragraph on the municipality. However, as a municipality, they didn't actually alienate or describe that these assets belong to the municipality, because even the act was done the other day, so they don't have a separate asset register. And as today, the asset register is not complete. We also need guidance from that.
What do you mean their act? Which act?
The Municipality Act.
No, but you see now at this level, we are talking about the main act, which is the Urban Areas and Cities Act, which provided that municipality should have its own asset register.
It has not done it. The asset register is 00. They don't have assets.
Yeah, maybe Governor, you can respond to that.
Chair, I want to say that we are going to make that happen. We are going to ensure that the municipality has a separate assets register going forward. And from here, I think that's one of the things we are going to do. Maybe the CC can confirm that that is going to happen.
Yes, thank you, through the Governor Chair. That is going to happen. We are under a big challenge. We inherited a municipality that did not have the functions properly transferred. I think that is what the auditor is alluding to. And it has since been transferred through the cabinet, and therefore we will ensure that we have a separate register for the municipality.
Well, I think that one, when you come back, maybe next year, you will be giving us feedback on the same.
Yes.
So we only have one query, that is query number 1, paragraph 3, extract of statement of changes in net asset. Auditor. Is on page 2 of the response. Extract of statement of changes in net assets. Auditor, proceed.
Thank you, Chair.
Yes, Mark is raising.
Yeah, Chair, I just want to mention on the issue of assets. You realize that the municipality was municipal charter was done in 10th December 2018. From then, for you not to have recognized your assets as a municipality, I think it's taken quite a while from the day the municipality was formed. So I think it's important that that is expedited for accurate reporting of the entities' financial statements. Thank you, Chair.
Yeah. Proceed, Auditor.
Thank you, Chair. Page 12. Page 12 reveals that the municipality had Kenya shillings 7,242,800 and Kenya shillings 49,012,000 in respect to recurrent and development budget respectively, both totaling to Kenya shillings 56,254,800. However, the statement of comparison of budget and actual amounts reflect a total budget of 98,855,802, resulting to an explained variance of Kenya shillings 42,601,002. Thank you, Chair.
Governor, your written response.
Thank you, Chair. Chair, in page 12, the municipal manager was highlighting the projects done under Kenya Urban Support Program, while the statement of comparison of budget and actual amount reflected the overall projects done by the municipality, resulting to the said variance.
Auditor, your comment.
Chair, as initially earlier said, this one needs an adjustment because the presentation was not correct. So the adjustment will be done in this subsequent year under audit 2023-2024 with correction of errors through the journal vouchers, which have to be signed by the accounting officer and the accountant for the accurate presentation, because the information here may be misleading in the financial statements for decision making.
Chair,
Okay.
Chair, the municipal team says that they understand that and they are going to ensure that happens in the next audit.
But through the chair, they tell you now they understand. Is it now they're realizing that they understand? This is part of their mandate that they need to ensure as accountants, which I can see they're in very good standing. These are issues, these are errors that should not be there in the first place.
I'm actually told they have already done the adjustments in this financial year. Yeah.
Which is okay, but they should not repeat that because these are not an issue to this is not an issue to bring you governor of Embu.
I hear
It's
you.
not your level.
I hear you.
Yeah.
Yeah, the financial statements must have full disclosure.
Mm.
So if we have the project money under KUSIP, and then we have the other projects, they should be reflected.
Mm.
So I think that adjustment should be done, and the auditor has confirmed that they are now auditing the 2023-2024 financial year. And that adjustment must be done in those financial statements so that you report to us in the subsequent meeting we are going to have on this. Are you still not satisfied with the answer?
No, I'm satisfied. I'm not even there. I'm done with that.
Okay.
Because the error is with the accountants. Chair, I'm concerned with what the clerk raised, Annex 4 document, which is actually before me, the documents that were submitted to the clerk of the Senate.
Chair, maybe I could say something about that.
Yes.
I understand the initial documents that were presented to you had Annex 4.
Yes.
But subsequently, with the advice of the auditor, I realized that that particular annexure had an error and we were asked to withdraw it. And so we brought other documents without the annexure.
Okay. Auditor, can you confirm that you looked at the changes that have been done?
Thank you, Chair. It is true they are only appended only one annexure for a report that was not conclusive. However, during even the entry meeting, the internal auditors were in our entry meetings, and therefore we requested for all the reports that had been done by the internal auditors. So apart from this one sheet only, they also provided other internal audit reports, and we looked at them as the reason as to why we felt the internal audit department needs to be enhanced or the coverage to be increased. Thank you, Chair.
Yeah. So Senator Mutinda,
You want even to call me Senator Miraj.
you know you always sit
Chair,
next to each other. So
Chair, the reason I'm concerned with this document is because of the English statement, which is very direct and simple. In the observations, it had indicated that the manager, I believe is the lady, is not fully involved in the procurement process. So does it mean now that she's involved? Why was this raised at that particular time? It still says you, as the manager, municipal manager, should be the accounting officer under KUSP and therefore mandatory signatory. Are you a mandatory signatory at the moment? Those are the concerns, Chair, who just need simple clarity. The municipality board does not have management and service delivery budget from the county. And so the board does not have a budget vote. Now, these are the concerns we just want simply to know, has the status changed and what is the current status? If through you, the governor, if you'd allow your manager to be able to maybe give a chance to clarify this. As simple as that.
Thank you, Chair. Those issues have been addressed so far in the current audit. They are no longer issues. I am the accounting officer of the entity. The county has provided a budget for the municipality, and I am fully involved in the procurement process. Actually, for the year 2024, there will be no such issues. Thank you.
There will be no such issues.
Yes.
I note that. And are you a signatory?
Yes.
You are?
Yes.
You are working well with the board?
Yes.
Who's the chair of the board currently?
Dr. Esther there.
When is his term ending? Term ending?
Their term ended on 30th June, but there is an extension because there was some mishap of
How long is the extension?
up to including the inaugural of the next board, which we should be the end of November.
Okay.
Yes, not more than 3 months.
Thank you. I wish you the best as you continue undertaking your duties.
So, honorable members, that brings us to the end of the review of the audit report for Embu municipality. So let's proceed to the Embu Level 5 hospital. And the auditor, in the same manner, take us through the report and indicate the status of each query.
Thank you, Chair. I wish to prosecute the report of Auditor General on Embu Level 5 Hospital for the year ended 30th June 2023. In this particular year, the Auditor General issued an adverse opinion on the Level 5 hospital. We had
Adverse opinion, you know, is a more serious opinion. So maybe, Governor, you can tell us. We know this was the very, very first audit report for this entity. You can tell us what you have done to moving forward, so that we move from adverse to maybe
Thank you.
qualified opinion.
I'll ask the accountant who we sent to the entity after realizing that there were challenges in the hospital.
Yes.
To respond to that, because he's been very active in trying to turn around things in the hospital.
Okay, accountant, please.
Thank you, Chair, Your Excellency. Yeah, it is true that we had some challenges. Like we said, remember 2021-22, we never prepared. So 2020 was the first financial year that we were trying to separate the records and properly support. So yeah, the report was actually even done late, and we joined the hospital when the draft had already been issued, and the draft was actually a disclaimer. So we did our best to improve it from disclaimer to adverse. So currently, I can tell this committee that 23-24 will be much, much better. Thank you.
Very well. 2023-2024, that will be a measure for the governor, because this one was when you are just coming in.
Yes.
Yeah, so.
Chair, we have made a lot of changes, including management changes in the hospital.
Yes.
Brought in new teams in the accounting department, made sure we have systems running. Otherwise, before it was very badly run and managed. But now with FIF, we've really streamlined our system. So expect that also 2023-2024 will be way better than what you have right now.
Okay. Senator Mudigi.
Yangu ni kusapoti governor na wale wafanyikazi wako naye. Wakati huu Embu County inapandilisha mambo ya afya, kwa sababu mbeleni kulikuwa na shinda, lakini sasa inaonekana mwaka wa 2023-2024 vile amesema atajaribu. Ile kitu ningeomba ni Senator Mutinda, najua ni vice chairperson wa finance, ndio umekuwa serious kwa governor. Ningekuomba next time Embu County ile hela tunapata, unajua ni kidogo sana, mpaka county ipate pesa ile nafaa. Ndio tumekuwa tukipigana MPs wapitishe county ipate pesa ile inafaa ndio iweze kufanya kazi. Kwa hiyo next time vice chairperson wa finance utaangalia mambo ya Embu na tutafanya kazi kulingana vile inafaa, na governor na timu yake najua wanafanya kazi ambaye inasaidia. Kwa sababu miaka 10 Embu imekuwa na shinda. Kama hospitali mbeleni ni afadhali ungekufia nyumbani, kwa sababu hata pana ndio iko wako, ingawa kuna changamoto unakuta kuna shinda, lakini governor amejaribu mambo ya level 5 na pia hiyo huduma amejaribu kupeleka mpaka kila sub counties na villages. Kwa hivyo na unga mkono vile wanasema next time itakuwa bit better. Kwa hiyo yangu ni kuuliza governor next time sitaongea, nitanyamaza nitakuwa nikinyamaza kwa kila timu. Asante.
Chair, allow me to say something. that one of the other things we have done, we now have a fully, we have a health act, Embu Services, Embu County Health Services Act, that has now streamlined everything, including ensuring that we allow for frameworks, contract frameworks that will help us improve our health services. So you should see better things going forward. We are now fully implementing the FIF under the same act, and we have set systems to ensure that we change the way things have been. It's true we've come from a bad place, but we can't stick there. We must move on, and that's what we are doing right now. And for sure, you're going to see a difference the next time we come before you.
Chair, thank you for that, Governor. Let me help you, Senator. You said kwa lugha ya Kiswahili nimekuwa mkali sana. That's how we work here. And you know, our chair of UDA is very proud of her members who represent this government, because in that they are able to see that we execute. And I'm also happy because now we've really been able to streamline the water issues very well. She's doing very well in that. And we actually help her because as she's seated there, she's the one who takes the oath. She's the one answerable. Kama ni kushikwa na serikali, ni yeye atashikwa wa kwanza. Sasa tunawasaidia sana, and I'm happy also with your accountants. They are in very good standing, something that this committee has really addressed, and I think they've all communicated in all the 47 counties that when you come to this committee, Senator Mutinda, Senator Miraj will ask you your good standing in ISPAC. And I'm happy because your team is in that. And if we don't outline these issues, then these problems will always be there. Today, I'm happy when you say that you understood the audit issue and you look forward to even bettering it, which is very positive. So ukifanya kazi namna hiyo, unaona wananchi watajua kila mtu ambaye ako hapa isipokuwa the media wanalipwa na pesa ya serikali. So sisi wote tunafanya kazi ipasavyo. Tuendelee,
Chair, there's nothing wrong with being mukali, as the senator is saying, because it is by your very objective and criticism of our systems that we are able to make changes and improve. So having been a member of parliament, you're well in order to do what you're doing. I was like you, probably even sometimes worse. So please help us. And I like it because the people then that have come with me get to realize that it's not child play, that we have a responsibility to be accountable to our people, and that there are certain people oversighting us. And oversight is mandatory. It is within the law. And that's why we are here. So next time I ask them questions, then they know we are not playing. We come here for serious work. So Senator, usini tetee sana, hii ni kazi yangu. Lakini asante.
Pia tunatetea gavana ni vizuri kwa sababu yes, atafanya hii kazi, ni watu yake watafanya, na pia namunga mkono vile anasema next time itakuwa moto kwa moto. Kwa hivyo as a senator of Embu County mpaka nijaribu kuleta gavana pamoja na committee ndio tuweze kuona kazi ile nyingi itakuwa ni kwenye. Najua ukienda Embu, najua unakuanga mkali, na nyinyi wafanyikazi mkienda next time 2023 2024 kwa kila kamati msileti sisi down pamoja na gavana. Asante, kwa sababu si rahisi sana county 47 gavana na senator kufanya kazi kama pamoja, na mnafikiria kama tumetoka pamoja, hata hatukusalimia vile nimekuta hapa, nimejua saa hii nilikuwa kwa mkutano mwingine. Kwa hiyo watu wengi huwa wanaona kama kwa kamati ni kama tunakuwa tunaongea naye, hapana, lakini ni kazi.
Yeah, Mudiki anafanya kazi yake vizuri sana kwa Senate. Maswali, statement, mambo mengi. Okay, let's make progress now. Auditor, take us to the first query then.
Thank you, Chair. For this level 5 hospitals, we had 14 paragraphs. They are so pertinent. Only 4 have been addressed. We still have 9 that have not been addressed and 1 partially addressed, Chair. We start with the first one. That's the first paragraph. Unsupported revenue. from non-exchange transactions. This paragraph has been addressed, Chair. It was in respect to compensation of employees. The staff returns were provided to us. We are able to verify the number of staff at level 5 hospitals and what they earn, which was totaling to 723 million, Chair. And the 47 million.
Let me ask you, you are saying that you were able to be provided by the schedules. Then why did it become a query?
The schedules have been provided after the audit, Chair. As indicated, the management that was there when you were doing the audit, they were not very cooperative. However, after the management letter and the draft report had been issued to the county, the top management at the county level was able to do the reshuffles. And now the new accountant who came in was able to go extract this data from their systems to be able to support the expenditure that had been aligned to the financial
So
statements.
who was
Chair.
the accountant who was there? Who was there before?
He's not here.
Is he still with the county?
Yes, he is.
He's still with the county.
Yes.
Then just on the same, then who signed these financials? Auditor. Is it that man who was not cooperating?
Chair, I can respond to that.
You have to get permission from the governor.
From the governor.
Yes, Chair, let him respond.
Okay, proceed.
Yeah, when I got into that office around June, we did an amendment to the draft. So I signed the amended report. That's why I found a disclaimer. We amended. It was improved to advance. So I'm the one who signed.
So you are the one who signed, but which accountant was there?
Is in another department.
So you're still maintaining an incompetent person within the county? Accountant, I would still want the governor to give you a chance to respond, because then you transfer incompetency to the other departments.
I think that can be best answered by the Chief Officer
Okay.
Finance.
Yes.
Chief Officer Finance.
Chairman, through our excellency, the truth of the matter is, though we have accountants have different roles, and the accountant who are specialized in financial accounting and reporting, and the other accountant who are assigned and specialized in other responsibilities. So we agree that in this particular case, the accountant who was there was more of operations, but was not specialized in financial accounting and reporting. Thank you.
Yes, you see the point we are having here is a late submission of documents. It's an offense under the Public Audit Act.
Chair, actually, let me say, had I not asked that we change the accountant after learning, having sent a new CEO, a new CEC in that department, we probably would be in a worse off state right now, because one of the issues I've asked the accountant is, why did we have to bring documents later? A management letter must be responded to so that you don't end up with unnecessary audit queries.
Yeah.
And he says he found the situation so bad that what we have right now before us is the best that he could have managed under the circumstances. But I'll say that wherever the former accountant is, we've given him lighter duties and a place where he cannot have to do the things that we expected of him at level 5. And he didn't say that he was unable to or he was overwhelmed. He just let things, get completely out of hand. But now, as you can see, we have an accountant, and he's not alone. He now has a good support team and is providing good leadership in terms of making sure that things get better in the future. So it is hard for us to come here and try and defend the indefensible to be honest, because that is what we found. That's the situation we were in. And right now, let me just say that we have really managed to turn around the management of that hospital. And you should see things way, way better than they are right now, than they were then. Things are now getting better.
Okay, I think I will allow the legal officer to read the provisions of the law on late submission of documents, so that accountants, you can understand the repercussions for not submitting financial statement in time or documents in time. Legal.
So according to the Public Audit Act, this is under Section 9. Section 9 of the Public Audit Act provides for general powers of the Auditor General. Under subclause 1, it states that without prejudice to the powers given under the Constitution and this Act, and for the purposes of carrying out his or her duties effectively, the Auditor General or an officer authorized for the purposes of this Act shall have the powers, A, to conduct investigation on his or her own initiative or on the basis of a complaint made by a third party, B, to obtain professional assistance, consultancy, or advice from such persons or organizations, whether within or outside public service, as he or she considers appropriate. Further, Section 62.
Yes, that one.
62 of the Public Audit Act provides for other offenses, and it states that a person shall not, A, without reasonable cause or lawful excuse, obstruct or hinder, assault or threaten a member of staff of the office of the Auditor General or professional acting under this Act. B, without justification, fail to provide information required under this Act. C, without justification, fail to provide information within reasonable time that is required under this Act. And D, submit false or misleading information. E, misrepresent to or knowingly mislead a member of staff of the Office of the Auditor General or professional acting under this Act. And F, interfere with or exert undue influence on any staff of the Office of the Auditor General or any person authorized by the Auditor General to perform functions under this Act.
The offenses?
The offense under subclause 2, a person who contravenes subsection 1, what I've just read above, commits an offense and is liable on conviction to a fine not exceeding 5 million shillings or to imprisonment for a term not exceeding 3 years or to both.
Garbage in, garbage out. What you accounted, you take ownership and say you're signing, then you've already signed the garbage in. strong. And I can see the leniency should not be repeated again. That because the output is already having errors, as much as you took responsibility.
Yeah, that we are going to have a meeting with all the accountants in the county to make these things. And we have tried to make sure we do that in time. In the case of the accountants who may be dragging us back, we're going to be very, very firm about it going forward. Yeah.
Yeah, and CC Finance, you are here?
Yes.
You know you have a responsibility under the PFM Act to monitor audit reports and report to the county executive continuously. If you read, I think section, is it 197? 149 of the PFM. So you are not off the hook on this matter. You need to keep on following. In fact, you need someone in your office who will be monitoring the audit reports to ensure that all management letters are responded to, all the documents required by the auditor are provided, and generally everything to do with the audit report and the report to the county executive.
Chair, can he respond to that? Because it's a very big issue of concern to me.
Yes.
Professor, can you respond to that?
Yeah,
before
Chair,
this committee?
Chair, through the governor, as we've rightfully observed in this sitting, the journey that we have walked since Excellency took office, I can confirm, and I'm well guided, Chair, and your observation is spot on. And where I am at the moment, having looked at the previous year's issues that I also accompanied our Excellency to this committee, I want to confirm that I have made reasonable progress in terms of ensuring that the management letters, managing the whole plethora of work of the OAG in the county. So ensuring that, because the first time, I, of course, knowing the consequences and from the Public Audit Act, I have also emphasized the same to my accountants that it is not acceptable to be providing responses much after the audit or to the Senate committee, and other than for this level 5 audit, which came towards the very end, and in the time that we were on, we didn't have the framework for preparing the financial statements for level 5, given the way the budget, as the accountant alluded to. I want to confirm that I have made the progress, and I want to raise the bar of expectation on my accountant and ensuring that I is full compliance with.
Chair, point of order.
Yes.
You know, the governor asked the professor to just confirm all this discussion, not to start re-explaining. It's like you're going against the governor again, trying to justify. She did not she just told you, just confirm that you'll adhere to what the committees recommend. Just that,
okay.
Professor.
So,
yeah, through the chair, I do confirm, yes.
So, but we will keep a watch in the next review, whether you have complied to that or not. Senator Mudigi, you still want to make a comment?
Yangu ni kwa profesa vile ameongea, lakini profesa ndio tuweze kufanya kazi mzuri mpaka uchange vile wanafanyanga kazi, kwa sababu kazi za ingine audit yako si mzuri. Nakumbuka wakati wa hospitali, wakati mlifanya, yani kuna wakati dawa zilikuwa zimeharibika, audit ikafanywa na akufuatilia njia ya kuongea na media, hiyo kitu ilipuka. Kwa hiyo profesa, usituangusha tafadhali. Next time mpaka ukienda kwa mingi ama ukienda kufanya audit ufanye kazi ile nafaa, kwa sababu hii timu si ya kucheza naye. Next time utakuwa kwa shinda, tafadhali. Na wale watu wengine mko nyuma upande yako, mpaka muangane ndio tuweze kusaidia economy ya Embu County. Kwa hivyo mpaka kazi yako inaonekana iko inasembea kidogo.
Okay, we make progress. Auditor, next query.
Thank you, Chair. The next query number 2, variances in revenue from rendering of services. That one has not been addressed, Chair.
The variances in revenues.
Yeah, rendering of services.
Okay, so that one we look at it, our query number 1.
The third one, variances in receivables from exchange transactions, Chair. That one has not been addressed.
Not addressed. Proceed.
And reconciled donations of drug balances has not been addressed, Chair.
Proceed.
Variances in trade and other payables, the issue has been addressed.
How has it been addressed?
We were able to be given the nitty-gritties of the breakdown of the medicine that had been, or the drugs that had been delivered to the hospital, Chair. And we were able to verify the LPOs, S13 and the S11. We were able to reconcile those documents. However, they were provided after the certificate was out.
Just on the same, Chair, to the auditor, were the documents from KEMSA having the valuation for the drugs?
Yes, Chair. You sure? Yeah, we had the LPOs from the KEMSA, and that is why we even have an issue of corroboration of data.
So there are 2 levels of document supplies from KEMSA. We have supplies that are bought by the county.
Yeah.
And we have the
supply in kind.
The donations.
Yeah.
So I think she's referring to the donations.
I'm on the donations.
Yes, and then I'm asking you, like, case example, the HIV drugs and some of the cancer drugs, they are normally given as donations for free. But did the document that you received from KEMSA, did it have the costing of the medication that still were for donation?
Yes.
You sure?
Yes.
Okay. I'm emphasizing like that because yesterday we had a scenario whereby KEMSA seemed to provide to the counties those medications on donation, but not putting the value. So it becomes difficult for them to do their stock taking and give the valuation of their stocks in terms of monetary value.
For the ones that we verified, they had the valuation, Chair. Through Chair.
So then there was no excuse for the other county to claim that KEMSA is not giving this, but that's internal.
But
I
that
leave it at that.
we said we are inviting
will invite
KEMSA,
them.
so we will confirm
Okay.
with KEMSA.
We proceed.
On that.
All right.
This particular one query, I think, is linked to another query ahead of us.
Yes, Chair.
Which we'll look at.
Yes.
Unsupported balances.
The issue is not addressed, Chair.
Not addressed. Proceed to the next one.
Unsupported employee costs partially addressed, Chair. Unconfirmed inventory balance. The inventory has been confirmed, Chair. The issue is addressed.
How is it addressed?
The minutes of the stock tax and the signed board of survey were provided, Chair, at the close of the financial year. The only gap here is that they didn't invite us as an office when they were doing the stock check. You are supposed to be invited so that you are present.
Okay. So I think that should come as an interim recommendation.
Yes, Chair.
On the presence of auditors during stock take.
Thank you, Chair. Unsupported medical clinical specialized materials. The documents have been provided, Chair.
So what is the status of the query?
Issue addressed.
So it was a non-provision of documents.
Yes, Chair.
Again, this is an issue of late submission of documents.
Yes, Chair.
So we need a cautionary recommendation on the issue of late submission of documents. Because now this is the second incident.
On lawfulness and effectiveness in use of public resources.
Just a moment.
Okay.
Can you comment on the response by the county on the issue of unsupported specialized materials?
Chair, the response that they did initially is the one that they still maintained. However, on the second response, when we had a sitting with them, all these records were provided, and we gave them the breakdown of the 47 million, Chair.
So are you trying?
They said that we didn't provide the breakdown of the 47. However, the breakdown was provided to them.